Hello everyone, welcome back to another session. Today we'll be discussing about how to get a job in Alteryx. We have been working on Alteryx from last few years, or many people who are going to learn Alteryx or who are planning to upskill themselves in Alteryx. Alteryx is a data analytical software which helps us to work on data, clean the data, transform the data, make the data into the right shape, and do many other advanced activities like predictive analytics, statistical analysis with the help of different kind of data models and all that. We can do a lot of things. We can do workflows, we can do macros, we can create apps. So there are tons of things which we can do in Alteryx. Alteryx has really transformed my life. Definitely, I will definitely say that, and a lot of other people's lives. And it has helped them to get new aspects in their working life, in their jobs, okay, through which they are upskilling themselves. So let's go ahead and learn about Alteryx. So before starting, there will be three parts of these interview questions. So today will be the first part, and within few days, I'll be getting second and third part. So there will be total 30 questions. So 10 today, 10 in the second part, and 10 in the third part. And if I get more, I'll keep on getting you new questions. These questions doesn't guarantee that you will be able to crack, but definitely I am sure about one thing, that if you go through this particular video, then you will have a better understanding about Alteryx, so that you can learn the things in a different way. See, it's not about like memorizing the questions and their answers. Okay, if someone asks you what is Alteryx, what you will tell? So you will say that it is just a software where we clean and transform data. No, the interviewer is expecting a lot of things from you. So the Alteryx is not just a data cleaning software and all that. You can do a lot of things. Okay, so you have to explain them that how Alteryx is helping you in your day-to-day activities. Okay, how Alteryx is helping your business to make the decisions. Okay, how Alteryx is helping you to get the clean data for the end users consumption through different reports or dashboards, or how Alteryx is helping you to create and automating the manual things which business is already doing for a long time. So the main aspect here is to automate the stuff. So you can do a lot of automation. So you have to explain Alteryx in such a way that interviewer gets the impression that yes, you know your stuff. So this term, you know your stuff, is one thing. If interviewer understands this, or if he gets this thing, then no one is going to stop you to get that job. So let's go ahead and read about few questions. So the first question people might ask you, what is Alteryx? First thing, there's a disclaimer here that don't go on these one-line answers. This is just for the understanding purpose, but there will be a lot of things which you can explain from your own work experience and all, and what I will be telling you. So what is an Alteryx? So if someone asks you this question, then obviously the answer will be that Alteryx is a data analytical product which helps us to analyze and transform data. But what else? So analyze and transform data. Now people will or interviewer will ask you, how do you analyze and how do you transform data? See, the data comes from different sources. Okay, it might be coming from different sources across the flat files, CSVs, cloud sources, different databases, and all that. And most of the time data may not be in the right shape. So what you will be doing, you will be cleaning the data and making the data in the right shape. So there are a lot of things which you do regex, you do filtering, you do transformations, you do like formulas, you do a lot of calculations, you do pivot, you do transpose. Other than this, there are a lot of other calculations, cleaning that rows. You have different formulas, different tools which will help you to do that. Other than this, there are few things which you must be doing very regularly and repeatedly. So those kind of repetitive tasks can be automated using Alteryx. Okay, through workflows, through macros, and through apps. Okay, we have Alteryx apps. So basically Alteryx will help you to do all that stuff. Okay, so this way you have to explain and how you are doing the things. Okay, how it is helping you in your business. See, I'll give you one instance where there were a lot of Excel files, and a lot of like manual interventions were happening, like VLOOKUPs, formulas, all that. There are hundreds of other things were happening, and I had to do the same thing again and again, all the time. But when I started using Alteryx, it helped me to automate all the things. After that, after creating that workflow, I never had to redo those manual things again and again. Alteryx workflow was doing everything for me, and I used to get the output immediately. So these are the things which you have to explain, means what you have done in your work, in your project, and how you have helped your business to have the right data at the right time. This is one thing which I always tell to everyone in trainings or any kind of discussions, that right information at the right time is the one of the most important thing which you have to remember. What is Alteryx Designer? So Alteryx Designer, the way the name suggests, that designer is the thing where we will be designing something. Yes, it's a canvas, it's a kind of client, so it will be installed in your machine. Okay, so Alteryx Designer is a client software which will be installed on your machines. Okay, and where you will be creating all your workflows, all your macros, all your apps and everything. Okay, so this is one thing which you can just go on the definition. Okay, and this is a place where we can bring data from different sources. As I told you, virtually any kind of data source you can connect to Alteryx and load the data. What is Alteryx Analytic Gallery? So yes, this is another very important thing. So people might ask you, since you are already working on Alteryx, so people might ask you, okay, what is gallery and how do you use it? See, Alteryx Gallery is just nothing but it's a repository. Okay, it's a repository to save Alteryx workflows. Okay, we can schedule them from there, share workflows throughout the organization basically. So if you want to share your workflow with your teams or with your other teams, with your colleagues or stakeholders, then how will you share them? Through Alteryx Gallery. So Alteryx Gallery is going to help you in doing all that stuff. Then what is Alteryx Server? So these are the things like which people may definitely ask you, okay, you are an Alteryx developer, but you should be having some idea about the servers. People may not be thinking that, okay, people should not think that in such a way that you just a front end developer or just a Alteryx developer, but you don't know anything about servers, schedule, and all that stuff. Okay, so you should know all that. Okay, at least, and if you don't want to do that, but you should have a basic idea about that also. And later, whenever you get time, make sure you get better understanding of that. So what is Alteryx Server? So it's basically a main component of the environment. See, for any kind of software or infrastructure, we have one server, client server architecture kind of thing. So here we will be having one application server, which will be the heart of the environment. Okay, and through which all the applications will run, and their existence depends on that particular application. Okay, that application server. So this is Alteryx Server here. So using the Alteryx Server, we can schedule, we can share, we can automate all our workflows across the organization. So you can do, if you want to schedule your workflow, you need server. If you want to share the workflows with others, you need server. So server will be the critical part of Alteryx environment. Then what are Alteryx workflows? People might ask you, okay, what are workflows? Okay, so workflow is nothing but it's a process which you have created using your requirements. Okay, so you have two tables, table one, table two. Okay, and based on top of that, you have joined them. Okay, using left outer join or right outer, full outer, or kind of inner join, using some joins. You took some, you applied some filters on the data. Obviously, we cannot bring all the data, and we should not dump all the data all the time. Maybe like we do not need all the data every time, so we will apply the filters, means we will remove the unwanted information from the data. So we will apply the filters, we will use the renaming and all that stuff. Okay, we will use formulas. Okay, we will use formulas, different kind of formulas, different tens of calculation in that, and then we might be having a transpose or cross tab. Okay, so this whole process and getting the output in flat files or write back to databases. Yes, we can do the write back to databases very easily. Okay, you can get the data from any source or any databases and write back your data back to databases. So that's one of the things which we normally do. Okay, so all this process, whatever you have created, it creates a workflow, and that is nothing but Alteryx workflow. So you have all that stuff. So you can read the definition now. So Alteryx workflow is the structure of many tools performing defined set of operations combined together. Okay, so that is what the way I have explained you. You don't need to memorize this thing. Definitely, as I told you earlier, understand the things and then explain it in your words, the way you are working in your real-time projects. So these are the first five questions, and then we are left with next five questions. So the sixth question here we have is like, what are the different types of roles in Alteryx? Okay, yes. Whenever you work in an environment, you have to don, you have to play a role. So you are a developer. Okay, so you might have heard, okay, you are a developer. There are administrators, there are managers, project managers, team leads. So every one of our, or whenever we work in a project, all the time we perform or we play a role. Same thing in Alteryx. So there are different set of roles which you should be aware of. Okay, so these are the things which people might ask you. At least they will ask you to understand whether you know the roles or not, because these roles may not be useful while creating the workflows. But when you are working in Alteryx Gallery, you are scheduling, you are sharing all that stuff, then these roles will really matter. So we have a curator, we have an artisan, we have a member, we have a viewer, and we have a default. Okay, so mainly like curator, so can access the admin interface. So curator is nothing but an administrator. Okay, so curator will be an administrator. The people or the persons who are managing the environment, they can do administrative activities. Okay, and yeah, they can also create the workflows and everything. Artisan means the artist. Okay, the way there is an artist who will be doing some kind of art and all that. So you are playing a role of artist only. Okay, so you are nothing but an artist who is trying to solve the problems, to solve the data problems, to solve the data issues. Okay, data issues might be anything. It can be cleaning data, maybe making the data in the right shape, data mining. Okay, extracting the right information from that, joining, blending, data wrangling, all that stuff. So you are an artist. Consider yourself an artist who is helping your business to make better decisions at the right time. And how you are helping them? By providing the right information. Okay, then you have a member. Okay, so members are nothing but the people who can like run the workflows. Okay, why collections, what are collections, everything, pages, district. Okay, so these things will come in the coming session. Okay, then we have the viewer just can run the public workflows means like the workflows which are shared with them, but if they are public, only then they can run the viewer. Okay, run the workflows. Default, it is nothing but like assume the default user role. Okay, so just create a default user. Okay, so these are the roles which you will come across in your interviews. These might be asked in certification questions and all that. Okay, so you should be ready for anything. If you are looking for certification, make sure you are well prepared, okay, well practiced, and then you can easily clear the certification exams also. So we have 3-level certifications. I hope everyone is aware of that: designer core, designer advanced, and the expert. Okay, so what are the main set of tool palettes in Alteryx Designer? So this is one thing like which people might ask you in different ways. Okay, so what are the main set of tools which you have used? What are your common set tools which you are using? Okay, so in a different ways. So this way people want to know that what kind of work you are doing. Even as an interviewer can understand that you are doing a basic work, Alteryx work, or you are also involved in a advanced Alteryx work. Okay, so this way, if you tell the right tools, people will know that what kind of work you are doing. Okay, so we have input output tools through which we can get the data from different sources. We can get data to different sources. Different kind of joins tools are there. Joins is there. union is there, and a lot of other things. Preparation, this is one of the very important and critical part of Alteryx. Okay, so these tools will help you a lot. Without these tools you can't do anything actually. Okay, so preparation is one of the most important thing. Parsing is why it is required regex, text to columns. Okay, so these are the things which will help you to get the right information from the columns, from the values, from the text. You know about regex, regular expressions and everything. Transformation is a way by which like you can transform the data into different shape, like pivot, unpivot, transpose. You can do all that stuff. Then spatial is nothing but like spatial. These are one of the most, I will say, a lot of people are not even working on it, and if you know these things, no one's going to stop you. So spatial means like geographical locations. Okay, anything related to geographical data, you use spatial data. Okay, then you have in database tools. Why do we use in database tools? That is again another question. Okay, that is again another very important question. So if you can answer this question, definitely the interviewer will understand that yeah, you know your stuff. Okay, so why do we use in database? If you're working with big data kind of volume, okay, and if you're working with database tables directly, in that case, and data is very huge, in that case we will use data in database tools. If you go to in database tools, you have separate filters, separate joins, everything is separate for them. You can't use the normal input output or normal joins preparation tools. For it you have a separate kind of tool. Then we have the reporting. Okay, so using the report we can create different kind of charts, different kind of PDF formats. We can send email reports to the users. Everything we can do in the reporting. Other than this, there are tons of other tool palettes, like we have macros, we have apps. We can create apps using the macros itself. Then you have predictive analytics, you have data investigation, you have developer, you have different kind of different set of tools where you can customize your own code using R programming or Python. You don't need that, but still if you want to, you can do that. Okay, so these are the different set of tools. So let's go ahead the last three questions, okay, for today. So what kind of data can be loaded in Alteryx? Yes, this is one thing which people may definitely ask you, what kind of data you have loaded. So what will be your answer? Are you going to say that like you have been working with Excel, CSV, text files all the time? No. Okay, so tell them that how you have loaded data coming from different databases, SQL Server, Oracle, Snowflake, Amazon Redshift, okay, different kind of SharePoint sites. Okay, tell them, and you have how you have loaded, transformed the data, and how you have taken the output into different kind of formats again in the database. So any kind of data can be loaded in Alteryx Designer coming from any of the sources like Excel, CSV, SQL, Oracle, AWS, Azure, Snowflake, and tons of many more options. It's all up to you, your organization, your project, that what kind of source you are using. Okay, so that is one of the most important thing in Alteryx or any data related tool, to get the data from any of the sources. Then another question, what is a data artisan? The way I have explained it before, data artisan is nothing but the Alteryx developer who is creating Alteryx workflows, applications, and which can be shared across the organization. So it's not CAB, it's CAN. Okay, so shared across the organization. So the developer, people like you and me, are the artisans. Okay, when we are working on development, and we can become administrators, we can become curators, we can become team leads, project managers, based on our experience and based on the job profile which we are going to perform. How to create Alteryx applications? Okay, yes, this is one thing which will be bit advanced if you are not working on macros. Okay, on macros, then you are going to you have to learn this thing, and we will be covering these things quickly in our sessions also. So Alteryx applications can be created using Alteryx Designer software. So using the Alteryx Designer only, we'll be creating apps or macros. Okay, we have interface tools. Okay, just for information, interface tool palette is the option through which we will be creating all our workflows and apps. So there we can use different set of interface tools to create apps. So applications are different, macros are different, and then you have the normal workflows. So different types of macros are there: standard macro, batch macro, iterative macro, location optimizer macro. So these are different types of macros which we will be seeing in our coming session. So we have a lot to learn through our sessions, and we are going to do a lot of learning. So don't think that learning is very quickly. No, you have to keep on learning all the time. If you have to stay in this field, okay, you have to grow all the time. And to grow, there is only one option: keep on learning something new all the time. So the next thing, so stay tuned for more questions. So thank you very much. I hope and I'm sure that you might have learned something new from this session. Let's meet in few days, and we'll connect and we'll see few more questions. Thank you. Thank you very much. Have a great day and happy learning.